Hi, I'm Michael Tardioli, co-founder of the School of the Photographic Arts, Ottawa, currently known as the SPAO Photographic Art Center. We founded the school in 2005, and this is our 20th anniversary. It all started back in 2004. I was asked to teach at a local community college and got the freedoms of sort of giving my approaches. And as I was known to not return in 2005, a core group of students started to press me on opening up my own place. And I hesitated, obviously, and that sort of core expanded to 12 students and then eventually to 20. I had asked a colleague of mine, Callie Scott, and she was very interested in. So we said, yes, let's go ahead. We had 43 days to open. The students volunteered to build the walls, drywall, sanding, painting. They had an ownership of the place. In a weird way, we were hoping to last a year, and through hard work and some luck and a lot of community involvement, we are now at our 20th anniversary. So that 20 student pairing with the 20th year seems like a wonderful little narrative. SPAO is unique in many, many ways. We are a small institution that caters, purely to the study of the photographic arts. I actually like to call ourselves a production school that, you come to SPAO and you make work, whether it's exhibition prints, bookmaking, historical printing. We aim, as I was taught, to practice and to rehearse. So we're a little unique in that we're, the only 2-year program in Canada. And, as education is going through its stresses post-COVID, we are uniquely positioned for anyone to come and join the program and have the freedoms to study any of the languages that we offer. SPAO in the first 10 years was, really kind of figuring it all out. We developed a part-time school. We started to carve out an artist residency, but we still hadn't sort of evolved into the institution that we are now. I always sort of give the analogy that we were very uncivilized and we needed to sort of start to grow up a bit. I decided to bring in Jonathan Hoban, our current creative director, and asked him to really kind of dive into every aspects of the school. And he did very, very well. We made the decision to move into our own building. We have a major part-time and full-time program. We developed funding practices that were 10 times what we ever did in the early days. We became a strong institution in the national landscape. So it's really come a long way. I sort of get to see the school almost from afar now and see how SPAO has become a grounded place in Ottawa where our identity is about the photographic arts. One of the unique aspects of SPAO is the commitment to historical processes, analog processes. Our community darkroom is, I think, the largest in the Ottawa region, and it allows students, artists in residence to really command the analog processes, from silver gelatin printing to cyanotype to dry plate to platinum palladium to wet plate collodions. I mean, we are looking at everything. A lot of people ask me what my proudest moments are. I have many. It's not just one. First and foremost is the accomplishment of the graduates, and in fact some of the part-time students as well. Just their ability to form their own practices, get the recognition that they deserve is just a thrill. And watching now graduates, former students of mine, are taking the lead of the whole place. You know, we were putting up the show and I sort of looked back and I said, wow, that's 20 years. I've been a part of this. I knew all the works intimately. I helped with a lot of the works in this room, and you know, I'm pretty low key when it comes to kind of attention on myself, but it was a quiet, proud moment that I had. When I think about the 20 years of SPAO, you know, what I realize is, and what I'm so happy with, is the work coming out of SPAO is at a very high level. We're able to do that because of our small classes, our one-on-one attention, and our respect for lineage. The reason why behind me we're calling this 20th anniversary on Soldiers of Giants is because our respect for the lineage of photography from a historic perspective to a contemporary one. Our commitment to final print is very, very, very high. And I'd like to say higher than most in North America. So we work really hard on that. I wish I could communicate that a whole lot more. SPAO also offers a 6-month international artist residency. A lot of times, these are not graduates, these are new artists coming and working in the school, and it just offers instructors and students just a whole new language, and it's just wonderful to work with. Our visual language, you know, predominantly came from sort of my background. I'm a printmaker by trade, and so that's what I brought to the school, this sort of idea of looking at critical work, that the work is layered, the work is about something. It's just not about visual beauty. There's an underpinning of a strong narrative. Try to command the work that it's driving on both process and content, and they're both leading the way. We earn everything on merit. That the work hits a level that drives the community to take notice, to really see what I call a world-class performance in a way. We've always had this sort of characteristic of the SPAO look, and I think what it's saying, that the work coming out of the school is executed at its highest level, that it's presented very, very well. It's held in private and public collections for years and years and years. Students are winning awards for their books, for their bodies of work, for, you know, outstanding photographic work. Our artists in residency program, our artists are winning grants based on the thoughtfulness and the criticalness of the ideas. One of the wonderful things about moving into a new building was the development of the SPAO gallery. What I've always wanted is you know, the ability for students to exhibit, and that is a whole other learning curve where they have to perform and they have to make work that is at a high level to exhibit, and that becomes such an incredible learning tool. And I would love everyone to watch as the year goes on, and you know, how the student working on their portfolios, working on their books, preparing for the exhibition. There's just an energy that happens that you just have to see it to watch the breakthrough for each student, where the student will finally say, I got it, I finally get it. And that's just a wonderful event. There are many ways to become involved at SPAO. You know, the 2-year Photographic Arts Diploma program, which is the only one in Canada. The part-time studies, which has an array of classes from early digital foundation classes to master classes to darkroom classes to weekend workshops, and of course to join one of our private mentoring groups. You need that collaborative feedback, that motivation, that encouragement, that criticism, just to help you maintain your practice. Other than that, there's programming of gallery events that happen throughout the year, and of course our biggest event being our SPAO open house, as well as our full-time diploma program exhibition. I could almost go to an event every month easily in Ottawa, and somehow a SPAO student, graduate, artist, there's a connection there, and it's wonderful to watch. I've said this all the time. One of the most impressive part about the school is the bonds and the friendships that are made. I wasn't expecting that in 20 years. There's this sense that the community just goes and supports them. When I built the school, it was called the School of the Photographic Arts Ottawa. So many people say the School of Photographic Arts Ottawa, and it's the that's most important to me, actually. I've always wanted this place to be a think tank, a place where we really look at all aspects of the photographic arts. I'm very proud of SPAO, and I'm glad that there are dark moments in it. It adds to the level of it. It makes us work even better. There were dark days at SPAO, and there were very bright days at SPAO, and it's just a constant rigor, like any photographic practice or any arts practice that's out there. You know, if this is going to be the honest tape, we are one of the fucking best schools in North America. Eh? Don't you forget that, okay? We are living way above what we should be doing. We are this little organic place that shouldn't be at the level it's at. And for some reason, we stand out. And we still don't stand out enough. But I'll take this place over any place around. For some reason, a lot of people refer to me as a coach. So it's kind of a weird kind of term in the way, though I understand it. When I work with the student or the artist, I'm looking at all aspects of their practice. I'm looking at their energy levels. I'm looking at their patience. I'm looking at their attitudes toward failure. I'm always sort of working in a total way for that artist. Once I see them put the effort in, I have to support them all the way. My SPAO grads have been at the top of the game, 100%. They've taken to the language. They show the respect of those giants that we've talked about.